Welcome back to the Virtuosos. It's Damon here. You know, the other two decided they didn't want to be here anymore, so I'm going to take over. But All-Star Weekend passed. At the time of this recording, is about a week after All-Star Weekend, and I'm here to just talk about the fixes that they could do for this game, because this game was utterly horrible to watch. And I'm going to tell you why I think it was horrible and why this format did not work. Now, number one, Adam Silver, these formats need to be tested. In my opinion, you can't just throw a format out there and just test it within the year. Like, you have to test this format out in the off season. Something needs to give, because I don't think this format was good for many reasons. Number one, not a lot of players was able to showcase their skills. You know, this wasn't a exhibition game. It was multiple games going on. I know you're trying to make people compete. You know, you brought the rising stars in. If I'm an all-star, why am I going against rising stars? No disrespect to them, but they didn't make the game any more competitive. They really didn't. Like, it's a good idea on paper, but if the basis of the All-Star game is give me the best 12 from the East, the best 12 from the West, have them compete. You bringing in guys averaging 4 points per game up to play LeBron, or my fault, not LeBron, but to play Victor, and that's not gonna work. You know, so I don't think the format was good. It did sound promising at the start, but then I seen the execution of it, and I didn't really like the execution of it. So to me, that was my thoughts on All-Star Weekend for 2025. Wasn't really good. You know, the format was kind of shaky, but I will say this. You know, the one thing I did like, again, is the different teams being picked, but probably should end that. That was probably the only thing I did like. So without further ado, what I think the NBA could do to fix the All-Star game. Now, these are just ideas. They're not going to go hand in hand with each other, but these are just ideas just to get people's brains flowing, you know, just to, wake people up. The number one thing I think they could do is just have the game at the end of the season, right? Have the game in August. I mean, let's be honest here. Have the game in August. Have the game in September. I know it's preseason. I know free agency is going on, but I would rather. There's no difference from free agency and the trade deadline. Right? People are moving teams regardless. People got drafted, whatever the case may be. But when you have the game mid-February, first of all, more guys are going to be hurt. Second of all, it's a whole break. People don't really want to compete at that time. People don't really, miss the game as much as they probably do. They're trying to rest and get healthy for the second half of the season. Some teams are, like Anthony Edwards. I think he had an illness or groin, whatever the case may be. He probably would have played in August or at the end of the season. But you got to think, his team isn't doing the brightest right now. Why would I even go in there and do that if I have a playoff spot to compete for? So I think the timing of it is kind of bad. But, again, it's kind of tough to do that at the end of the season. But there is a way that you could do the All-Star game somewhat after the season. I don't know the timeline, obviously, with the summer league and preseason, but there's some type of form before that. And it'll be in the summer. It'll be lit. If the weather be nice outside. That's the perfect, in my opinion, that's probably the best way to do it, because you look at the NFL, yes, the Pro Bowl is not that good, but at least it's good weather. At least you're going to have a majority of the players play. You're not going to have the elite players play, but you're going to have the majority of the players play. They got the skill games. The flag football game, which now the NBA All-Star game has made the NFL look good. Like, they've made the NFL Pro Bowl stuff look good. I would rather watch the flag football game and the offensive lineman play tug of war as opposed to the NBA format, But that's just me. My number two format, my number two thing that they could do to make the format better. Now, this one is a little bit crazy, but y'all got to hear me out, bro. If they really want All-Star Weekend to work, right? Because at this point, I'm about to say just cancel the whole thing. They really want to make the All-Star Weekend good. I think you should have East versus West, and the winning team gets home court advantage in the finals. That's a good idea, and this is why I'm going to say that, okay? It's going to be kind of tough, but people are going to say, oh, if I'm a 60-win team that go to the finals, why should I play on the road against a 52-win? First of all, the regular season don't matter. The regular season matters to the playoffs. Once you get into the playoffs, the regular season does not matter into the finals, in my opinion, right? If I'm a 60-win team and I don't make the finals, why would I care about what I just did in the regular season? You know what I mean? So you look at the Heat, for example. The Heat were the 8th seed and they made it to the finals. They played the Denver Nuggets. I know what you're going to say. So the Heat should get the first round, the home court advantage for beating. Not saying that, right? But what I am saying is, if you're going to make the All-Star game more competitive, that is something to keep in the back of their minds. yo, if I'm Jason Tatum, we gotta get this finals game in Boston. We're going back to the finals. So in my opinion, that'd probably be a good idea to do, to get people, thinking of that in the back of their head. We need to get this home court advantage for the NBA finals. Now it is kind of, it is left field and it'd be hard to execute. But again, y'all want this All-Star game to work. This is the only, I'm not even bringing up the 3-point contest and dunk contest yet. That's a whole different, the skills challenge. That's a whole different, but the All-Star game in general, have East versus West, winning side gets home court advantage in the finals. People will compete that way. I promise you that. My third thing. Now we're going to talk about the 3-point contest and the dunk contest. For the dunk contest, right? It's going to be tough because people have pride and a lot of creativity has been taken away because the dunk contest has been going on for so long. But for the dunk contest, man, you got the timer on 2 minutes. I would limit them to 3 dunks. I know you got the 2-minute timer, but people are going a minute and a half missing dunks. It kind of brings the enjoyment and takes the fun out of the dunks. You see Matt McClung do it on first try, and then you got Andre Jackson who took 2 minutes to dunk. That kind of takes the flow out of things. So to me, I would just do a 3 dunk limit. 3 dunk limit, and that makes the competitors better because, I can't keep messing up. So 3 dunk limit, in my opinion, will make the dunk contest flow a little bit better. You can't really, I can't fix the fact that people don't want to do it. Obviously there's so many good matchups that there could be, but can't force people to do it. They don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. All you can do is incentivize it a little bit better, but people don't want to do it, So it is what it is. 3-point contest I have no issue with. It's kind of the same thing every year. It got some drama into it here and there at the end. They just throw guys out there. They don't shoot threes. Ain't really nothing they could do for the 3-point contest. Skill challenge. Again, you see Chris Paul and Victor. They kind of, blew the game off, blew the challenge off. Not really much that you can change in that. But the All-Star game and the dunk contest were the 2 things, in my opinion, that could be changed. And speaking of the All-Star game, I think another thing they could do, if you do want to do the captain thing, go back to the 2 captains. Having Chuck and Kenny and them draft people, it was too much going on. Just have the best, most voted player from the East, the best, most voted player from the West do it. We cool with that. We fine with that. We don't need to add all these extra teams and stuff. Again, to me, it took the fun out of the game. You have 5 different teams. They were playing for 4 or 5 hours. A lot of people didn't even get the ball. It only went up to 40. Like that's trash to me, bro. That's trash to me. So, if you're gonna draft in the NBA All-Star game, just go back to like LeBron versus Giannis or something. Go back to those 2. We don't need all the different teams and stuff, man. We really don't. And my last thing for the dunk contest, it's tough because Matt McClung probably could go and win the next 2, honestly, and you don't have really competition for him, but it's tough, man. They try to add fan voting into it, but realistically, man, the dunk contest it's only gonna get better if more people participate. So maybe incentivize it, add a little bit more value into the winnings. But it's tough to fix the dunk contest. I don't think the dunk contest is horrible, but you look at the appeal of it. It doesn't really have much appeal to it. The whole weekend does not have appeal to it. So I would say the dunk contest is probably the best appealing aspect of it, and that's sad to say because, realistically, it's been Matt McClung just running through people the last 3 years. So tough to say that. But All-Star game, to me, if you're not gonna fix these, man, and this is just me throwing out ideas. If you're not gonna fix the game, you might as well just get rid of it. Get rid of it, man. So again, like I said, you could have the game at the end of the season, or go back to the format of just drafting with 2 guys as the captains. Or just, again, go back to an exhibition game, please. The target scores is not valid. I don't think it's ever been valid. Go to a 48-minute game. Even if you want to make a 40-minute game, just go to a game where it's a start time and an end time. We don't need the target scores. Target scores, to me, is kind of trash. But that's how I would fix the NBA All-Star Weekend. If you guys got any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Make sure y'all leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all in the next video.